to the Real Mama Pod.
I'm your host, Devin.
And I'm your host, Kendra.
We are real moms.
Sharing real experiences. The things people don't tell you.
Hey, Mama, hey.
Hey, Mama, hey. What's up?
Hey, what's up, friend? How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm well. If this is your first time listening, I'm your host, Devin.
I'm your host, Kendra.
Yeah, welcome to the Real Mama Pod.
Welcome.
Yes.
So what's going on, friend? What are we talking about today?
We are talking about being a solo mom on purpose.
Okay.
And what that means and diving into that. And our special guest is my cousin.
Okay, cousin.
Yes, and she is amazing, okay?
I'm very interested about this topic because I have never heard of a solo mom on purpose until you told me about your cousin. So I'm very interested in this conversation.
Yes, her journey is beautiful. I mean, she has her own business. She's an entrepreneur. She's a mama of two.
Okay.
And so we'll just dive into that. So welcome to the show, Cousin Bertha.
Hi, Bertha.
Hey guys. Hey, Cousin Dev.
How are you?
I'm good.
Yes, and we hear the baby, and we love having babies on our show.
Yes, that is the Mama Pod.
Yes, the Real Mama Pod.
What's the Mama Pod without a baby?
Right. We have plenty of babies on episodes, even our own screaming and acting
Coming out of
crazy.
rooms, all kinds of stuff.
Right. All right. So, Cousin Bertha, let's dive into it. Tell us about your journey to motherhood.
All right. So my journey to motherhood began, I guess, 21 years ago. Mm-hmm. I got pregnant, not on purpose. It was one of those oops, but we know it's not really an oops because you're doing something. So anyways, I got pregnant. I was in high school. I was a junior. Yeah, I was a junior. I got pregnant. And so then I had him in my senior year. So I was a single mom by circumstance at that point. And real blessing, you know, it happened. So you just embrace it. Mm-hmm. He's my first. He's my, you know, all the mistakes. You're like reading this, that, all of that stuff. So he, you know, he's my firstborn. He's a boy. He's 21 now.
Okay.
And so I had him in high school, changed some of my plans that I had, diverted it a little bit, but thank God that, you know, everything happens for a reason. He's here. He's a great kid. I love him. He's who made me a mother first. So that will always be a special bond between us. And so that was my journey into like motherhood. That was when I first became a mother.
Love to hear it.
Awesome. Love it.
Stories.
Yeah.
Like unique stories of like how you were introduced to mamahood.
And we'll dive into her story a little later, too, about her being a teen mom, but so successful now.
Very.
So we had an episode with Shania a few episodes back, and she talked about being a teen mom and finding love again and remarrying. It's not remarrying, marrying, finding her love of her life, and to see Bertha blossom into
who she is.
Who she is, right?
Love the journeys.
Yes, love the journeys. Okay, so like you mentioned, your babies are 21 years apart. What made you start over?
So honestly, Devon, so let's see, how do I say this? You know, I think all of us go and we want, like, you know, that love. We want that connection with a male partner. We want to have that bond, all of that stuff. You know, it's that whole fairy tale that Disney sells us, all of that stuff, and we want it, right?
Yeah.
And you know, I was intentionally dating. I believe I was intentionally dating and just didn't have real good luck. And one day I just sat there and I was like, I'm about to be, what was it? I think 38. Yeah, I was turning 38. And I was like, I'm turning 38. Like, this is getting real. I've always wanted a girl. I've wanted a girl since my son was 2 years old. Like, I've been craving a girl. So this is not like I thought about it yesterday. No, I have been wanting a girl since my son was 2.
Right.
And every year as I get older or as Mother's Day comes around or I see other people having children and they're having girls, it was always a sad occasion for me, you know? And I'm like, I'm turning 38. I'm in the medical field. I also just know that, unfortunately, with age, you know, we do get into higher risk factors, you know, egg supply, all of that stuff. And I was like, okay, what am I going to regret most in this world? Is it that I didn't find a guy and get married to him, or is it because I didn't have a baby girl? And that answer was 100% unequivocally that if I did not have a baby girl, I would not have been happy. I would have regretted it.
Right.
And so around that time, a friend of mine, I caught her on actually doing a live, or I don't know if she was even doing a podcast. I can't remember, but it was something that she was on. Okay. And she was talking about, and she said, if you guys are just joining us, I'm talking about my decision to be, you know, a single mom by choice or a solo mom by choice. I'd never heard of the term before. That was the first time, but it resonated with me. And I started to do research on it. And I was like, oh my goodness, there's like a whole entire world of women, you know, that decide to have children on their own and do it.
Right.
And I said, I can do this. I can definitely do this. And so that's when that decision was made.
Wow. So what process did you take to have your baby?
So I started researching on Facebook, because Facebook is where you research, right? I mean, that's just where it is. So there's a group for everything. And there's this dating group that I'm in, and the ladies and we put stories on there of our dating or this, whatever. And I had just had enough, and I was fed up. I'm like, listen, ladies, I'm done. This is what I'm deciding to do. And one of the girls inboxed me, because she's also a solo mom on purpose. And she was like, hey, congrats, you did this, whatever. She's like, do you mind if I put you in a couple of groups? I'm like, sure, go ahead. And so she put me in a couple of groups, and that's how my research began. I started reading how other women did it. I started reading about, how do you find a donor? What are the different methods to do this? I mean, it was a whole different language for me.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about acronyms. I had to download the sheet for acronyms, because I was like, IUI, all of these, I just didn't know any of that stuff. Because, I mean, even though I'm medical, it's not like we were in school to learn these things specifically. Right. And so that's how my research began. And I started telling a few people, one of which is a very close friend of mine who is a midwife.
Okay.
And when I told her that, she was like, do you want me to introduce you to her cousin? Her cousin's partner was the one that got pregnant.
Okay.
She's like, do you want me to introduce her to her, And so when she introduced me to her, she started telling me, what questions do you have? You got to start tracking, your ovulation, this, that. And so all of that started right then and there. And she was like, do you want me to introduce you to, the donor that I used? And I was like, yeah, sure. And at that moment, I had been talking to a few donors, on Facebook. Okay. They literally each have a resume they send to you. Some of them, they don't really charge you for the sperm, but they'll charge you if they need to travel to you, or if you want them to do any blood work or anything like that. Those are the cost that they do. And you find out their background, all this stuff. So, I mean, it's a whole different world.
Wow.
And so she introduced me to him. We met at Dunkin' Donuts, I think, which wasn't too far from where I worked, and started talking to him. And it was just something about his spirit. His spirit was really what got me. I was like, wow, I would love to have a daughter with his spirit. And anyways, I talked to him, asked him why he does this, all of that stuff. How does it work? He's like, well, you just call me when you're ovulating. I come, give you a cup, blah, 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 blah,
Wow.
I'm like, okay. I'm like, so what about paperwork, this, legalities? So we spoke about all of that stuff. And ultimately, I decided to go with him. And so I tracked myself for about a month. And then that next month, I was like, hey, it's around this date that it's supposed to happen. He's like, okay, just let me know, call me, And I did. And I inseminated 2 times with the ICI method, which is intracervical insemination, which is where you just take you put it in a syringe
Okay.
and you just shoot it up, which is one of the lowest ways that you can actually get pregnant. It has a less than 3% chance.
Wow.
But I was just like, I'm manifesting this.
Yeah.
You know, like, this is what's going to happen. It is what it is. And I only did it 2 times, and I got pregnant.
Wow. I got chills.
With a less than 3% chance.
And so you didn't go through any agencies, or this is just referral?
I was honestly like, before I go the IVF route, before I go testing my fertilization, before I go spending all of this on all of that, let me at least try one time. My thing was, let me try one time and see, because at that point in time, I didn't know what my fertility status was. It's not like I was trying. And so I didn't know. I was like, I'm just going to see. I mean, I've had a baby before.
Right.
So I know I can have one. Let's see where I am now. And so that was my whole reasoning in why I chose that route.
Right. And it seems like you manifested baby girl too. Right?
Oh, yeah, I had a very serious conversation with God. Right?
It's like, how did you know that you should have a girl?
Yeah, no.
I'm gonna have a girl.
Yeah.
A girl.
Oh,
Talked about that girl.
We would have had some serious problems. I mean, I told him this is what it has to be. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, I've been waiting since, for 18 years. 18 years for this. I said, this is what it's going to be.
Right.
Man, the power of manifestation.
Yes. Wow.
And I also like the idea that she would have, obviously Elijah, my older son, is her older brother.
Right.
But that she would have another sibling, because me and, the girl, we decided, we're going to let them know that they are siblings.
Okay.
And then there was a community on Facebook of all of his donor children.
Wow.
So that they can know each other.
That is awesome.
And
so,
how many children?
Yeah. Do you know?
Like, I hope that's not too personal of a question.
So last I checked, I think he was in like either the 20s or 30s. I'm not sure.
He's
Wow.
blessed
He's like,
so many.
He's like
women.
a modern day Nick Cannon.
Yeah,
But
he is.
he's
But he's
Nick is a little different.
He is, because
Nick is
he's trying
different.
to. Okay,
Nick is a little different.
All right,
this man, and we love Nick Cannon, and he seems to be very present in all of his children's life. But this man is really intentionally blessing women who want children, and he's doing it in a way that creates a community, and it just seems like a very cool and gracious thing to do to support women who want to have children.
Yeah, that's cool.
And he doesn't charge anything.
That's the part.
Right, that's the part.
Because he could be making so much money.
A lot of money. But bless his heart.
Are you looking for a place to go, like on vacation or with your girls?
Of course. I'm always looking to kick it with my girls or my man.
Yeah, or your boo. Well, if you are in search of a vacation planner, we have the perfect person for you, and that is KT Travel and More.
Yes. Stephanie is fabulous and thorough.
Very.
And she will make sure you have the best time on your vacation.
Yes.
Yo, if you have a destination wedding you're trying to plan, let's talk about that. Okay, anniversary, couples trips,
baby
all
moon.
That. Baby moon. Yeah, she got you.
She got you all the way.
So check out KT Travel and
More.
Yes, and tell her we sent you.
Yeah, I'm forever grateful to him for that, so.
Is he involved in the kid's life? Or
Not at all.
Okay.
Okay. Not at all. The only thing he'll maybe ask for, and this is if you want, like, I do it just because I want him to see, like, I'll send pictures, like, hey, look at this milestone, or say hello to him every once in a while. But the only thing that I really wanted was, if at 18 she wants to know, I wanted the person to be open to it.
Right.
And open to that.
That's awesome. I love that.
He's extending
and
himself
she's
that way,
beautiful, y'all. This baby is beautiful. And takes the best pictures.
Really?
Bertha have every month she got a photo shoot. Yeah. Maybe we'll plug it on YouTube too.
I do want to see.
Yeah, she's gorgeous.
She's
okay.
cute.
So do you feel like your family is complete now?
So I had a terrible pregnancy. Awful, right? That's probably another topic you guys need to do is talk about pregnancy depression, because that was real. But that's what it was bad. I knew I was like done. I was like, I'm done. I can see how women are one and done, because that almost took me out. But then I had the most perfect labor. Like, I manifested that. It was pain-free. It was short. It was, and that was what I wanted going in there. No meds, nothing, absolutely, and that's what happened. And she came out, and I guess we as women have amnesia and we forget what happened during pregnancy or whatever, and her and her brother are so many years apart. And albeit she does have, the other, my other friend who has, their siblings, and he's maybe a year and something older than her, so they're a lot more closer. It's still not the same thing because it's not in the same household.
Right.
And so I kind of want her to have somebody that she grows up with in the same household that's not too far apart.
Right.
But I know that will not happen now. If it does, it has to happen like once my business is definitely established and running on its own without needing me to be so much into it. So I give myself like 2 to 3 years to get that to where I want. And if then, hey, it can happen, then I'm open to it. And I've always wanted to adopt.
Okay. Yeah, I want to too.
Well, yeah, Jonathan. I can't just say Jonathan. I'm open to adoption as well. But when we talk about village, it sounds like you have a village, right, with your friend and the community that you all have kind of put together, right? But how would you describe your village? Like, is it supportive? Is your family supportive? Friends? Like, how would you describe the village of, I guess, this process?
They're very supportive. Actually, I find that I have so much more support now, which is crazy, than when I was a single mom by circumstance. This time it's like I chose this route. Right. And so I created, I have this community, like we call ourselves aunts, in my Mocha SMC group. And we'll show pictures of our children and, what they're doing. We plan trips together. We'll plan meetups together, so because they're a different type of a family. So we want them to be around other SMC children. Hey, I had like a play date where we went to a water park and there were Ava's still so little, but I still want to create that. And I like the fact that they're able to do that. Like, no, I come from a mom and kid family. That's who I am. And they know that from young. So I'm watching them, learning from them on how they communicate to their children, how they let them know, how their birth story is and all of that. They have books about these things now. It's evolved a whole lot. You're even seeing it on TV shows now. Yeah. And so I find that pretty amazing. But yeah, so besides the community on Facebook that I have, where we're able to share pictures, moments, milestones, and all of that, and they all cheer us on. We also meet every Wednesday, for like just a wind down, talk down, just whatever topics we want to talk about. And then my family, my mom is extremely supportive. My mom loves all her grandchildren, so she loves that, And then I have my friends that are supportive of me, there for her. And so I definitely feel supported. I definitely feel like I have a village helping me to raise her. So I'd never like to say single mom. I like to say solo, but parenting her, she has a village parenting her.
Right. I love that. So what would you say the biggest challenge is being a solo mom on purpose? And what is the greatest reward?
The greatest challenge is finances. That's the greatest challenge. Because it just, it's the math, right? The maths. That's what it does. 1 plus 1 equals 2. 1 plus 0 equals 1. So when you have another parent, you have someone else that's there helping you with the finances, then it's a dual parent household and it's dual finances. At least that's, in the most ideal situation is what I'm talking about. But with me, it's yes, my mom will help me if I need, you know, something, I'm in a bind or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's on me, everything. That is and then with the business, that has to be the most challenging for me. That is the business. The business is the most challenging thing I've ever done in my life. So that right there, because that business depends on, that's my life, right? That's my livelihood. That's everything for me, you know? There is no other, not working anywhere else, and that's my side hustle. No, if I don't get patients to come into my office, there is no money. You know, like, it's not adding up. It's not mathing. The card is not carding. You know, like, I need the cash register revenue, you know, so yeah. So
swipes.
I need the swipes every day. Exactly. So that is absolutely the hardest. That is where a lot of my cries come, where a lot of my like worries come, you know, and I just try to take it day by day, or I can tell my friend, I'm literally taking it paid patient by paid patient. You know, that's how this is, until I get it to where I need to get it. I knew she had to come, and that was a big disadvantage for my business when I got pregnant and all of that stuff. But now she's here. She's here, and now it's time to just hustle and grind.
Yeah. So can you tell us more about your business and what it does to support your community?
So I'm a nurse practitioner, and I have a functional medicine and aesthetics practice. So the functional medicine side of it is more holistic. I never really like traditional or conventional medicine where it's all about giving a prescription, or, you know, here's a pill for the ill, and then you need other pills because those cause side effects. I just don't see the quality of life with people that are taking 14 to 24 meds, or as they get older, they're just deteriorating. I was like, that's not what I'm going into this, you know, into medicine for. I want to see people thrive. And so functional medicine or anti-aging medicine, however you want to look at it, is looking at the whole person, looking at really what's going on at the root cause and how our bodies are interconnected, and basically balancing where those imbalances may be with like nutraceuticals, peptides, hormones, you know, any of those factors to try to, or all of them in conjunction. It's all about combination treatments, combination things to get them back to thriving and actually living and feeling good. You know, the whole purpose is to not ever get on prescription meds, or just to stay on it for a little bit until we figure out what's really, really going on. What is causing diabetes, or what is causing the blood pressure? What is causing the PCOS, or what is really causing your infertility? You know, it's really finding that out and getting to the root cause of it. And then the aesthetics, so that's internal. And then the aesthetics is the external, because one of the big things that I think a lot of people found out during the pandemic, and why this industry blew up a lot with plastic surgery and all of that, is because people were looking at themselves on Zoom for 8 hours a day and hating every part about, you know, their skin or their this or their that, and seeking out, you know, ways of just enhancing their beauty or making themselves look and feel better. So that's the aesthetics part of it. You know, I'm much more on the keeping yourself natural as possible, but enhancing that through, you know, fillers, Botox, PDO threads, microneedling, all of that, you know, external stuff. And it's the fun stuff, you know, the lasers, the body contouring, like, because when we feel good on the outside and we like the way that we look, we feel good on the inside.
Absolutely.
So it goes together. They're married to each other. And so that's my practice. I'm located in Oakland Park, Florida. So like Fort Lauderdale, for those people that may not know that subdivision of Florida. And, you know, I like to help my, you know, women of color. Because we're actually getting into this industry more and more. We're also very behind when it comes to anti-aging medicine. You know, our white counterparts, or those, you know, they know about it. They're the ones, you know, looking and feeling better. We have this superwoman syndrome. And so I like to educate my community in terms of, you don't have to feel that way. Like, that's not normal. You know, don't let someone tell you that feeling tired all the time, or you're dragging, or this is normal. It's not. Like, our bodies are meant to thrive. And there's things that we can do to balance ourselves out, to get that way. So
I love that.
That's that soft life we've been talking
the soft
about.
life. And I think some of your messaging is like, because we have this saying like black don't crack, but if you don't take care of your skin,
You
if
know?
you're not wearing this sunscreen, it's SPF.
Right. And I didn't know that until like a few years ago. Like we should
When
be
we hit
wearing-
30s.
Right. It's like when we turned 30, we were like introduced to all these
Right. Skincare routines.
right and suggestions on this is how you really take care of your skin.
Right.
So like you are right that our culture is kind of behind when it comes to that anti-aging because of that idea that black don't crack, right? So
Right. Mm-hmm. And
we
but it
appreciate
does.
you, Bertha.
It creeps
We need
it.
an offline conversation too.
No, we need to know that, especially as moms, and we have extra stress. We are in the sun with our kids,
Yeah.
just bare.
Because I know
No
my eyes.
protections.
I'm like, that's
Yeah,
why
we
I
also,
started using the
we
eye cream.
definitely think we're immune to a lot of, those things. I mean, granted, we age way better. We
Yeah.
do. Our collagen, we produce more of the melanin, all of that stuff. We definitely do have some great attributes, for our skin. Thank you, ancestors. Thank you, universe. Thank you, God, whatever you believe in. We definitely have that. But just imagine taking care of it. How
Right.
much more, that can be.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so any mom or mom to be or woman who's interested in solo mom on purpose, what advice do you have for that woman?
So when I shared my story on social media, I got several people, just actually a lot of people inboxing me or just reaching out to me or how did you do it? Oh my goodness, I really want another baby or whatever. My advice is do it. You're going to regret it. Yes, I know ideally we would love to have a 2-parent household. We would love to meet that person and that, but that's not even guaranteed. You could, be married to somebody, have a child with them, and then end up still as a single mom by circumstance, which is what I call it, But when you do it on purpose and it's like, this is what you go after, this is what you do, it's such an empowering act. Honestly, I feel like a badass,
Yeah.
and I see all these other women that do it, and I'm just like, I'm honored to even be a part of this community because I'm like, wow, like you guys went out there and did this and didn't care, had a baby on your own. You make 100% of the decisions. You don't have to worry about someone else. You can travel with them, do whatever you want. And they're making sure that they're not, you don't want the age factor, our egg reserves gets lower as we get older. After 35, it's considered high risk, advanced maternal age. So, you have other higher risk of that. So you're thinking about it, at least bank your eggs, bank your embryos. Like give yourself that safe, that's your insurance plan while you're still looking, because that's what Janet Jackson did. I mean, yeah, she got pregnant at 50, but she surely had she had them banked.
Yeah.
These people that get pregnant at 48, at 50 or whatever, they had their eggs banked. And so if that's something and you want to see if you can find someone, at least take the insurance plan and do that. I didn't do that, but it was, if I didn't, I was already at like, okay, I'm going to do this or I'm going to bank my eggs. It was one or the other.
Right.
Like, that's where I was at that point. And I was like, that's where I'm going to spend my money. Like, that's what has to be done right now. But I ended up getting pregnant. You're going to regret more than anything not having a child. There's women that I talk to that are like, in their 50s or whatever, and they're like, wow, it's like over for me now or whatever, or this. I'm like, at least give it a try. You never know, if you have not gone to that menopause and that whatever, there's still chances that that you can actually have this, but just do it. Don't be afraid. There's a community out there. We support each other. We help each other. And, yeah.
I love that. I love that.
So, Bertha, if there's a mom to be who's interested in connecting with you about your experience, how can she reach out to you?
So they can reach me on, let's say, Instagram or even Facebook. Are you guys able to put the link when Yeah, so you
link all your stuff.
Yeah, you can drop all my stuff on there. They can reach out to me. I'm more than willing to talk to them about my journey and even put them just like that friend of mine on Facebook, my Facebook friend, ended up putting me in all of those different groups. And especially if they're a woman of color, there's several groups that are just for us, you know, because, you know, we have different problems. We have to deal with people killing us, you know, and not making, you know, so we talk about all of those things, but we do have a lot of support in the community. They can find out information, research it. I can point them in the right direction, like I was pointed in the right direction.
Okay. And we'll be sure to have your business information in the description box as well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All your links, all your access. All right.
I enjoyed that conversation.
Yeah,
Thank you, Bertha.
So helpful.
'Cause I definitely learned something today.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, you know.
Oh, it's Mama Juice time. So this is my favorite part of the show because y'all know I love a good cocktail. And what we do with Mama Juice is we curate a drink that speaks to our guests and their experience, right? So we named this drink More Than One Way because of Bertha's story. Like there is more than one way to have children versus like the traditional in quote way, right? So this drink, also, I don't know if you all can tell, but Bertha has an island flair to her. Okay. So Bertha, what island is your family from?
So I was born in Nicaragua, and
shout out to Nicaragua.
yes, and there is an island off the coast of Nicaragua called Horn Island. So a lot of my, you know, like my grandmother and that are from there, and so that's part of it. There's other stuff, but that's part of it.
Yeah,
came from Jamaica, came from Scotland, came there, created me, met with the Indians there, and. That's Devon's husband, you know. Cheers. That's her
family.
husband. That's us. That's our little mixture right there.
Nicaragua is on my list of places to travel.
You have to come with us.
Beautiful.
Not when y'all go.
The next time we go.
Next time y'all go, because we got a plan for that. But let me tell y'all what's in Bertha's drink. So it has muddled fresh blackberries. It has half an ounce of simple syrup, a half an ounce of fresh lime juice, 2 ounces of rum, 1 ounce of pineapple juice, and it's all topped with ginger beer. So More Than One Way, there are 2 fruits here. We have blackberries, we have pineapple, and then we top it. Like ginger beer gives me island vibes for some reason. And it all came together, and it's really good.
It's really good, y'all.
And if Devin says it's good, then it's good because she is like super lightweight with drinks. So if it's good to her, then y'all should enjoy it. And that's our Mama Juice.
It's really tasty. Y'all should definitely remake this one.
Okay.
So now it's time for my favorite segment of the show, which is Mama's Corner. And this is our opportunity to connect with our guests and our listeners. So typically our listeners write in either as a mama hack, a question, mostly questions, advice. You know, we're no experts, you know.
No.
We can only share based on our experiences. So don't go blaming us for things. It's saying Kendra and Devin said, if it don't work out, we can only share based off of our experiences. But it's definitely my favorite segment. I look at our emails every week to see if we had something from Mama's Corner. And then I'm really strategic about the questions we ask to our guests for Mama's Corner. So it's a lot of fun. So keep writing in. And we have one today. It says, my girls. Hey, what's up? Hey, Mama.
Hey, y'all.
Keep doing the good work. We're trying. I have a question. How do I make mommy friends at my big old age? That's a good question. What's big old age, though?
That's a very subjective. Big old age is subjective.
So I guess we could ask Bertha first and see what she thinks about that. Yeah. What you think? How you make mommy friends at our age? I guess 30s is a big old age.
30s.
Honestly, Facebook. So like where I live, I'm in Tamarack, so I'm near Coral Springs, and I'm just naming different cities so you can get the point of what I'm trying to say. Coral Springs, Parkland, Fort Lauderdale, Oakland Park. And when I go on Facebook, I can literally type in Tamarack moms or Oakland Park moms or Coral Springs moms or Mommy and Me of South Florida. You know, all of these different groups that are on Facebook, you join them. And a lot of times it's because it's moms that want to connect and want to have play dates, or they have events or those type of things. And that's honestly the easiest way to actually, and have also intentional play groups, depending on your child's age group and what they are. But definitely Facebook, for me, the Facebook groups is one of the number one ways of doing that.
Okay.
Yeah. I've seen that in Atlanta too.
Yeah.
I'm a part of a couple mom groups for Atlanta on Facebook. I haven't engaged in like the play dates and such, but there's a lot of conversation that goes on there with moms needing advice about things. And that's how you build that community, right? So, Facebook is one way. I feel like a lot of mom friends connect via other moms, especially if the kids are around the same age.
Yeah.
So take advantage of those opportunities as well. If you get invited to a play date, connect with the other moms who are there, because you never know how that community could support each other, right? So, yeah, like take advantage of those opportunities. You got to be friendly. Okay. That's like,
And be nice.
be approachable. And you know, like
No mom
have
shaming.
fun. No mom shaming. That's a huge turn off.
Yeah.
And just be willing and open to connect with other moms and have other kids connect with your kids.
That's good.
Yep.
And I just got an idea. Maybe we should host like a
play date.
play date or something. I don't know, or have little communities in different cities based on like little meetups or something. I don't know. We'll dig into that a little
Meetups is
further.
another one too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Meetups is another one. You can find groups on Meetups as well.
Yeah. That'll be fun.
Yeah, that is like an
Yeah, it's
app
an app.
or a
Yeah,
website,
Meetup.
right?
Yeah.
Meetup.com or something like
Yeah.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go, Mama.
Yeah.
There's a few answers to your question. I hope that it helps.
Yeah. Let us know where you are too. So maybe we can connect you with some of our mama
Absolutely.
friends, because we
got
have people
friends
all over.
the place.
Yeah.
So
All over the country and world. So
yeah,
let
that
us
was a
know
good
where you
question.
are. All right. Well, Bertha, we enjoyed you. Thank you so much for your time. This was a pleasure.
It was
great.
I really enjoyed this conversation, and thanks for being so open about your experience and helping moms, and even the business that you have. It's a huge business for our community and beyond. So thank you.
Thank you guys so much for having me. Thank you, Devon, for thinking of me.
Of course.
And yeah, happy to help.
Okay.
So much for joining us at the Real Mama Pod.
Yes, every Thursday night. Y'all could be anywhere.
But you're hanging out with us.
Yes, and we love it. So, friend, where can they find you?
They can find me anywhere they like. I'm on Instagram at KendraFerg_. And I'm also on Facebook, Kendra Ferguson.
Okay.
What about you?
And you can reach me at DevGrace_. Instagram, TikTok,
Pinterest, Twitter,
Facebook, Twitter, all of that at the Real Mama
Pod.
Yeah, so make sure you follow us. If you want to learn more about Kendra and I, you can check out our website where we have Mama merch. Hey, you can see our little sweatshirt.
All right.
Yeah.
We are wearing our Mama merch.
Yeah, we have sweatshirts, hats, necklaces. We also have Rich Auntie merch. So you can purchase that at www.therealmamapod.com.
Dot.